Hello, this is Kaiwa viewers, Katie here, and today I have received a list of questions from the staff at This is Kaiwa. I've got my questions right in front of me. Let's go ahead and get started. Question 1, where am I from? I am from originally Tyler, Texas, which is about 2 hours east of where I'm at now, Dallas, Texas. So I reside in Dallas, Texas. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I do. I'm actually the youngest of 5. So there's quite a few of us. The oldest is one of my sisters, and then I'm the youngest, the other girl, and then there are 3 brothers of mine in between us, 2 girls. So very big family. What was I like as a kid? As a kid, I was very different from how I am now. I was a tomboy, so I lived out in the country in East Texas, as you would imagine, kind of how Texas is. We had a creek in our backyard. Me and my brothers would go out in the creek and kind of just run around in the water, in the woods, and just kind of very adventurous, exploratory child. I collected rocks. I was really into rocks and crystals and things like that and geodes. So that was kind of one of my main activities. I actually collected rocks. I had a huge collection. I was always into fashion. So me and my mom would always go shopping and look for really cool fashion outfits, which is something I'm still into. Also, as a kid, I did play soccer and I ran track as well. I did get awards for that, but I ended up quitting. I didn't stay in it. I got into modeling and acting and fell in love with that, and that kind of became my main focus. What I did for fun as a kid, what I did for fun, I kind of just like to play with my brothers and hang out with them. We played a lot of video games together. My mom had a Nintendo 64 that she let us use. She still has it. She won't let any of us take it though, although she doesn't use it. But I kind of just hung out with my brothers a lot. It was a very, very busy household. My brothers always had friends over, so I just kind of invaded the space as the little sister. I've never really been into being in clubs. I've always kind of been by myself doing my own thing. So no clubs for me. What sports I like? I don't really keep up with any sports, but I still do like track and soccer. I also love gymnastics. I love movies about gymnastics. I think it's really interesting, as well as ice skating. Probably gymnastics and ice skating are my 2 favorite sports to watch, just because it takes so much dedication to even get to the point to be able to compete in either of those sports. They're very hard and they're very beautiful as well. What people say about me. So I do ask people for reviews after I do a job, like my modeling and things like that. And I would say the most consistent thing that I get is that I'm professional and very easy to communicate with, very easy to work with. Foods I like. Oh my gosh, I am a huge foodie. Actually, my favorite food is sushi. I can eat sushi every day, all day long, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love it. But I also love breakfast food, like eggs, bacon, sausage, whether it's on a sandwich or a breakfast taco or something like that. Cereal also, just really traditional breakfast foods I love. Foods I do not like. I'm not a big fan of, I guess, basic American like lunches and dinners. Like I don't like hot dogs. I don't really like burgers. I do not like fast food at all. My favorite actor. I don't know if I have a favorite actor, honestly. I would say at least someone that I really admire just for the work that they do would be Ashton Kutcher. He does a lot of work with sex trafficking, and he's an advocate for sex trafficking. And he does a lot of work kind of not just advocating, but actually goes out and speaks to governments and the Supreme Court and tries to get bills passed and tries to help stop sex trafficking. So I think he's probably one of my favorites as someone that I just like admire what they do. My favorite actress, Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie is, number one, she's gorgeous. She's a beautiful woman. But she's not just beautiful on the outside. She does a lot of work in other countries, especially Islamic countries. And she's there during the wars and the famine and things like that. And she does a lot of advocacy and bringing awareness to what's going on in other countries where basically women do not have the same rights as they do here in America. And I think that's wonderful. I think it's beautiful. And she tries her best to make a difference. My favorite YouTuber. I do not have a favorite YouTuber. I don't really watch YouTube. Because I grew up doing acting and I love acting, I watch more shows and stuff. So I don't have a favorite YouTuber at all. What is an app I like and what it does? So I have my own business, and I think my favorite app is QuickBooks, but it's QuickBooks Self-Employed. It just helps me keep track of everything that I do. It helps me keep track of my miles and kind of everything for taxes and things like that, so I don't get confused whenever tax season comes around. What news am I interested in? Honestly, I do my best to keep up with things that are current, but I think news can be really toxic, and I also think it's really biased. So I kind of just take the facts as what it is. There's not really much I can do about it, so I try not to put too much energy into it. I very much focus on things that are directly in front of me or directly affect me. I don't really like to pay attention to news. I just don't think it's good for mental health and your overall energy. So yeah, I'm not really interested in any particular news at the moment. How often do I eat out? Not very often. I like to cook. It's debatable based on who you ask if I'm a good cook or not, but I do like to cook my own food just because I like to know what's going into my food, so I make a lot of homemade meals. Am I careful about what I eat? Yes, as we just heard, I am very cautious about what I put into my body. Movie I like and what it's about. I love watching different movies, so I watch a different movie every single night. I don't ever watch the same thing, but I really like pretty much any Tim Burton movie. Tim Burton does like things like The Addams Family, Caroline, Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't have one specific movie that I love. I would say that's my favorite genre consistently, like since I was a kid. I always kind of liked those darker shows. I thought they were really interesting. My favorite drama. I think my favorite drama is probably Sex and the City, or like Gossip Girl, things like that. I'll go with Sex and the City because I watch it all the time. That's one that I do watch over and over. But Sex and the City, I like the show and I also like the movies. My favorite TV show. That's hard. That's really hard. Let's see. Okay, so one of my favorites, it's a little bit cheesy, but it's so good, is Vampire Diaries, which is obviously about vampires. And it's just like this feud between vampires and humans and like werewolves and things like that. It's interesting to me just because it kind of gets you out of the real world. I binge watched this show for so long, and it's such a long series, which I don't typically watch long series just because I tend to get bored. But it actually had an ending to it, which I liked. Yeah, Vampire Diaries I think is my favorite TV show. First thing I do whenever I wake up is make breakfast. That is the very first thing I do. I get up out of my bed and I walk straight to my kitchen and I make breakfast because I'm typically starving whenever I wake up. What I do before bed, I don't know. I guess typically, I would say I'm watching a show, or, you know, I'll clean my face if I haven't washed my face and done my routine. Nothing special, really. That's pretty much it. On my days off, I just relax. I am not very good at relaxing, so I do my best to practice relaxation. Or since I make my own schedule, it kind of varies. I'll get housework done, I'll deep clean my house or do my laundry. Kind of my days off are kind of used for housework for the most part, or like meal prepping or things like that. Most expensive thing that I've bought lately, honestly, this perfume. Probably this perfume. I wanted to try out this new perfume, and it's Marc Jacobs Intense. It's okay. I don't love it. I'm just using it until it's gone, and then I'm going to try something else. But I'm currently trying to find a new scent. I think that's the most expensive thing that I've bought lately. Yeah. Besides like a plane ticket. If I had $1 million, what would I do? I would invest. I would invest in rental property probably, and then kind of go from there. So I would take the money and I would invest it, and then I would have that residual income forever, and then I would have, you know, $1 million or a couple million forever, and then I'd be good. What is one thing that I want to do at least once in life? I want to try skydiving. I think at least once. I definitely want to go on a hot balloon at least once. I think that would be so much fun. We'll see about that one. Who is someone that I respect? I would have to say I really respect my mom. Her and I, we kind of butt heads sometimes, but at the end of the day, I respect her for how strong of a woman she is. She doesn't care if you don't like her or not. She will always do her own thing. You know, I love that about her. But yeah, I would say her. What are my interests? I love nutrition. I love learning about it. I love working out. I love being in the gym. Oh, dancing. I also love to dance. What do I do when I'm with my friends? Me and my friends, I would say typically we'll either like go out to brunch or lunch or dinner and just kind of catch up. Or they'll come over and we'll just catch up and hang out. It's very relaxed. I'm not a partier. I don't really go out to a lot of clubs or anything. Neither do my friends. What did I do last Christmas? I just go to my parents. It's about a 2-hour drive. So I just drive to my parents. I usually just stay overnight. I just go home for Christmas. We'll do Christmas dinner, open up gifts with my siblings and my grandma and everyone, and my parents, of course. We don't really do anything extravagant. It's usually pretty simple. What do I want people to say about me? I want to be remembered and viewed as a genuine person. Yeah, I think that's what I want. What is Dallas like? I always put it as a mini New York, and I say that because it's very fast-paced, as opposed to LA is not as fast-paced as New York. So there's a lot of business people, entrepreneurs. There's a lot to explore in Dallas. Anywhere else I'd like to live in America, and why? I don't know. I haven't found a place where I'm I would love to live here. I feel like Dallas is home, and I like that. It's a big city. It's a fashion hub. It's one of the primary metroplexes. You know, you have Dallas, New York, LA, Miami. It's one of the main fashion hubs, which, since I love fashion, that's good for me. It has everything that I need, and it's also not freezing cold. So I'm not sure, honestly. All right, any electronics that I currently want? I'm not a big electronic person. I would say the only thing I really want right now is a new computer, just because mine's so old and out of storage. So that's pretty much it. Am I saving money, and do many Americans save? So I always save. I think saving is really important because you never know what's going to happen. So I think it's really important to save. Also think it's fun because you get to hit a new goal, and you're new goal, new goal, new goal. I don't know if it's common for Americans to save. I know a lot of people that don't know how to save, though. A lot of people in America, we're not really taught how to deal with money in school, or maybe our parents just didn't know how to teach us. But a lot of people don't know how to handle their own money, so therefore they don't know how to save, and they don't, and they spend everything. Okay. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye!
実践的な英会話を短期間で効率よく身につけたい方は、いろんなアメリカ人の生の英会話を学ぶのが一番です。英会話教材 This is 英会話では、アメリカ人約150人の生の英会話を紹介しています。概要欄に紹介していますので、ぜひ見てください。それでは次回をお楽しみに。